Hello and welcome back to another Avatar video. Today, we will be working on our Avatar series, Avatar World if it restarted. We would have, this is the Firebending episode, Firebending. I had some map layers, as you can see, just at the corner for this. We have, territory borders, like just different, just like divisions and just like old areas, like states basically. Then we have bending. Blue stands for water bending. This yellowish orange, kind of goldish color stands for air bending. And then over here we have dark green for earth bending. And then we're going to have the red color for firebending, which hasn't happened yet, but it will happen this episode, so. And then we have alliances. We have this blue alliance, basically anti-red alliance. A bunch of these red team territories that broke off. Then we have black alliance, this alliance with the airbenders. And then we have this yellow alliance with the red and orange teams, and then we have this waterbending tribe is actually in two alliances. They're in the Black Alliance and the Purple Alliance. Purple Alliance is basically all the waterbending tribes because they decided that they wanted to unite. And more alliances might create in the future. Like there might be alliance for these countries, and But right now, this is what we have for that. And we have capitals. Capitals. For capitals, we have just the capital cities, like there, there. Like out. That's a bit too far. Yeah, they're all the capital cities that we have. So those will be there in the background. Probably update them between episodes. Won't be too important, but I decided it's gonna be interesting. Have there. So yeah, let's get into it. So over here we have more colonializationizing because people, they're just like, hey, land. And a new new tribe gets in the scene, the dark red tribe. They're like, it's a bit far away, and they have to they have to like go through brown team territory, but because they are allied with them, they don't mind like going through brown team territory. So they're like, okay, let's go and make our own little colony. Not really that little, but. And then like the gold team that's also in the same alliance is like, we want some of the land. So they decide that they want like some of the land over here. And then the yellow team, which is also in the same alliance, is like, okay, we'll also take some land. They decide to take some land over this corner. Whew. I was like, okay. And they take this like square of land. So the yellow sea. And they have there's expeditions that find a bunch of land, and they're like, oh, we found more land, and they find this dark purple tribe, and they're pretty content with that. And then the light blue over here, it's like, hey, we want to get in this colonizing stuff. So they set up a colony right here, and And yeah, they had set up a small colony because they're not the biggest of like nations, so they're like, we'll just have a small colony, and that's fine. So then we have like most of these like are pretty fine with what they have. Now we have more revolts because revolting is pretty the hot new trend nowadays. And this part of Red Team decides that they want to revolt, and they will become this like hot pink colored team. So they're the hot pink team. They even have this island, why not? They're like, hey, we don't want to be colonized. And then over here, this big chunk of the brown team colony is like, hey, we don't like being colonized by these people. I don't know I'm speaking like that, but I am, so you can't do anything about it. I don't know. This like dark red color, because why not? It's like it's more a purple. Wait, that's not the same color. Yeah, this color. Like this dark brown color. And then also part of the blue colony breaks away and becomes this like color like dark blue colony. Like this portion breaks away. They're like, haha, our new land. Because they don't like these, yeah. So a bunch of, like, new breakaway states. And then, like, yeah, the dark purple area is kind of like, not more land. And, like, this yellow is like, yeah, we want more land. Because they are feeling kind of like, And they could go this way, but then they find valuable resources on this land. They're like, I don't know what valuable resources, maybe like gold. And like they find this valuable resources, and like they were like, we want to take over. So then they start taking over, and like, but they didn't get too far because actually they are not that big. The dark red is actually the biggest out of all of this alliance, and like the dark red's like, hey, we want some of this land also to take up for gold, and eventually gets this land. And then the gold is like, hey, gold. I mean, they're gold team, yeah. And the dark purple is not too happy about this, but honestly, like, they're not the strongest. Their capital's like here. This is their only like strong point, and the rest of it's like not the strongest because they are just not one of those teams that are strong. And like blue teams, like, hey, land, we love that type of stuff, and gold and all that. So they take a portion of this land, and then it comes to the normal blue team. I go, or not normal blue, but you know what I mean, the blue team, that like, and they set up a little settlement here, and then the red team's like, oh my goodness, gold. I love gold. They're all just tearing up this island, and this island came from settlers that like didn't like the mainland, so that's why they moved away, and they don't like being like torn apart, but honestly, they're not that strong, so they just can't do anything about it because they just can't. So now the brown team's like, gold, and takes that swath of land, and even like the Earth Kingdom team is like, gold. So they're like divvying this place up because they like this land. And even, like, the hot pink from all the way up there was like, I know we, like, don't got, much of, like, land and population, but we also want this. And this is, like, it's just not doing well. And they eventually create a peace treaty with all of them and, like, hey, stop taking our land. So they're, like, eventually, like, okay, fine, we'll stop taking your land. And they're, like, so they just, like, they just stop. And they make a peace treaty, and all is quote-unquote happily ever after, except for the Dark Purple team, because they are not happy about this, of course. Then, meanwhile, back on the Earth Kingdom mainland, we have, like, a group of people, these pink people, decide that they want to find and explore northwards up to the cold parts, and they find, you guessed it, land. And they take this area, and they're like, it's really cold here, so they start building fires, and just like a lot of fires going around because like it's cold, and although they can bend the ice and that, like, fire is just like it's keeps them cold and all that, in this like strange land. So they're just like having fires around, and like there's this waterbending teaching lesson going on near a fire because they wanted to keep warm, especially in like the winter time. And then when the students learning waterbending starts bending the fire in the room and learns about firebending, and they're like, what? So they are building a new firebending colony in, let's just say, there's not too many colors here. Like, light yellow. This light yellow color, they're like, hey. And they build this big firebending colony, and like, we like firebend. Wait, why did I have that color? That's the wrong color pink. No, they're the, okay. Yeah, that pink. So this light yellow firebending group, firebending gang, it was this one that has bending, and firebending is in red, so a little red square. And now rumors of firebending are like, whoa, firebending, and they're just like, wow, but that's cool. And yeah, a lot new firebenders move here. And like at this time, like the water, you might think, oh, why would like the waterbenders should be doing better because they have ice bending, but they don't know about ice bending yet. Like they don't have ice bending. Like they're just normal waterbenders basically. Like they expand a bit, but like not that much. This new firebending like colony is popping off. Firebending colony's doing well, yeah, firebending. And like this land in the north, and like this light gray team is like, what if there's also like land up north also, and they find this like peninsula over here, and that they're like, oh yay. And like the firebenders are like, oh, that's also like, yeah, it's just like, and or never mind, they just have the peninsula, and this dark gray team is like, is there any land up here? And they find an island over here and decide to settle it. They're like, huh. And then they even find a bit of coastline over here, decide to settle it, and they're settling this like northern area, but none of these cultures have ice bending yet, so it's still like relatively hard area, except for the firebenders, which are really popping off because they got that like firebending advantage for the cold, so that's helpful. And so that happens, and like firebending news reaches here, and they're like, firebending? Interesting. So they're like, oh, yeah, that's cool. And they find out about firebending. And it's just like, firebending. And like firebending, And like these airbenders learned about it, and like it's just like it's like very big news. Like a lot of people know about it now that firebending's a thing, because firebending's a hot new trend, if you know what I mean. Ha 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 ha. Pun not intended, or maybe it is intended, probably intended. And they're like, a group of firebending people like decide that they want to go onto this island, because they're like, this island chain is doing well, and like, like critical, like, yeah, these light yellow firebenders got a little fort up here, and like they're like, hey, we're gonna do our own thing, peace, y'all. And decide to create their own fort in dark purple. And they create their own little thing, and they expand down this peninsula. So that's cool. A lot of revolts happening. And yeah. So this is what's happening. You got another firebending nation, which they have firebending little red square. So they're doing very well. Good for them. Yeah. Just like, you got that. Yeah. So that's pretty cool that that's happening. We have that all going on. And it's just like a lot of the bending nations are doing well. And like this, and like they send a big, the magenta pink team decides to send big team of like explorers, and they find like to this river, and they find this island over here, and like, cool island. And they decide to expand quite a bit and go over to here. They're doing pretty well. The strait is like enclosed by 2 nations, so like it's doing well. And I'm gonna say it was not this layer. No, it was not that layer. I'm gonna have to add capitals for some of these new nations. Yeah, this layer. Alliances. Am I right? Yep, alliances. So these like revolting colony nations are going to create a dark brown alliance, because they do be like that. These like revolted colonies, because they're like, because they want to rule themselves, like dark blue and this dark purplish, because they're like, they don't like, being subjugated. And they have this, and they also, in this alliance, they agree to the treaty terms that this land over here will turn back to dark purple, this pink land. And also the green decides to join, so they decide that they will give purple back their land that they stole from them. So this is, going pretty well for purple. It's not going the best. They're still like losing population. They're still in a decline, but they're not declining as much as before. So that's better than nothing. And then the dark brown team also joins, and then the green team joins, and this like grayish blue team joins, like hey, and the salmon team joins, and then this dark purple team joins. Other dark purple. Is that the same dark purple? No, that is different purple. Dark purple. That's like dark purple. It's like a bluish dark purple. So they would create this massive brown alliance with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different like teams, but also some of these teams, or most of these teams, are very weak because they're like revolting colonies and they're not very well established. So like even though this is like has like 9 like teams, and like per se this Black Alliance only has 4 teams, the Black Alliance would still probably be stronger, or there maybe still probably be stronger. And this like Blue Alliance, even though it only has 1, 2, 3, 4 people or 4 teams, would still probably be stronger. They might slightly outpower the Yellow Alliance, but the Yellow Alliance is still pretty powerful, and the Purple Alliance here has a lot of teams, but a lot of the teams are also small, so it's like they might outpower the Purple Alliance, but it's also like it's a big alliance, but it's also not full of strong nations. But that will probably be it for today's episode. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.
Security! Ah! No!